video, I will show you the most beautiful places I have visited and my tips for taking interesting photos. By following my tips, you will not take boring photos that everyone takes, but I will try to make you take original and interesting photos. I will take you to discover the most interesting places from a photographic point of view, where you can see the photos I have taken personally. You do not necessarily need a camera to take these photos. Some can also be taken with your cell phone, while some photos can only be taken with a drone. All the places are provided with exact location on maps that you can read calmly and mark in my photoblog. The first place I will show you is Iceland. I have been there in summer, and these are the most beautiful places I have seen and that I recommend. Iceland is very big, and there are many interesting places to see. I have published a guide that you can see in the tab above with the most beautiful places. In this video, however, I will show you only those that in my opinion are the most beautiful from a photographic point of view, where you can take interesting and original photos. You will also find little-known spots, hidden gems, where you can take truly original photos. The first place is Skogafoss waterfall. It is very famous and very popular, so I recommend you visit it at less crowded times, such as early in the morning. In summer in Iceland, the days are very long, or even the sun never sets, so you can also go very early in the morning, and there will be few people. This is a classic photo you would take with your cell phone as soon as you arrive. Here are the shooting data. The photo is beautiful, but I consider it a boring and very common photograph, a postcard. Anyone who comes to this place can take this photo. This photo is different and required a very particular technique. To take this photo, it was necessary to mount the camera on a tripod and mount an ND filter on the lens. The shutter speed is now 90 seconds, and you can see the silky effect of the waterfalls. Photographer, you surely know this technique, but you can also take this photo with your cell phone. In fact, there are also ND filters and tripods specifically for smartphones. Go to the advanced mode of the camera and set the time to 1 or 2 seconds to have this effect. You can also change the orientation of the photo or turn it into black and white to give a slightly different and original effect. Since Iceland is an area rich in waterfalls, this technique applies to other waterfalls that you can see, such as Svartifoss, to which the same technique has been applied. Some little-known and very beautiful places are in the Vestmannaeyjar. You have to take the ferry from Landeyjahöfn. On the ferry itself, you can take the photo that is labelled as the most isolated house in the world, or similar titles. The small island is called Elevenlabs. Unless you have your own boat, you cannot access the island, but you can only see it from the ferry because once you disembark, you will be too far away. Once on the island, you can take a picture of another very particular place, the elephant-shaped rock. Very particular in Iceland are also the houses with grass roofs, the turf houses. You can see a small museum near the Skogafoss waterfall, the Skogar Museum. There is also a small church, Hofskirkja, in South Iceland, near the Vatnajökull glacier. It is one of the few that still have this type of roof. In North Iceland is the oldest church in Iceland, Grafakirkja, with the same type of roof. Not far from this church is Fitzakur, a rock with a very peculiar shape. This rock formation is part of Icelandic culture and is famous for the many legends associated with its shape. You arrive at a panoramic point where there is also a parking lot. But with a path of about 20 minutes, you arrive at the beach from where you can take much more beautiful photos. The height of the tide changes the panorama a lot. In these shots, there was high tide. This is a photo taken from the beach. This is the same position, but taken with a tripod and an ND filter to increase the exposure time. This photo was taken with a tripod and an ND filter, but from above, from a panoramic point. Another interesting point is in the Snæfellsnes Peninsula. But this can only be observed from the drone. It is a bridge made in the shape of a sword, but if you drive over it, you don't see it. In my blog, you can find the exact position. The last place is always on the Snæfellsnes Peninsula, and it is a rock with a particular arch shape. It is located in Anastapi. It is not a hidden place, but I recommend you to take a tripod because the photo is definitely more beautiful. I hope you enjoyed my tips. I still recommend you to watch my other videos of Iceland and also to watch my photo blog, where you can find other useful tips for Iceland. If you like this video, put a like or follow my channel. It's free for you, but for me is very important. Thank you.